Everything Will Freeze is one of the most popular OSB maps of all time, known for its extreme difficulty due to high spacing and stamina-intensive 240 BPM death streams. Just starting out, the map requires both a high degree of snap and flow aim as well as speed and finger control. Each section gets a little more spaced until the final chorus where the map really ramps up. From the day it was ranked, it was seen as a challenge to top players, like a quote-unquote final boss of OS. A map so hard that no one was capable of full comboing, until Cookie Z did just that in January 2016. The subsequent years saw other players dumping in hundreds of attempts and claiming FCs of their own. With the big challenge defeated many times over, everyone was looking for something harder, and what better way to push this than adding on mods? Barring Double Time and Flashlight, which are practically impossible for this map, players considered Hidden and Hard Rock. Using Hidden, the notes of a beat map disappear before you have to click, which, although just visual change, makes maps with high spacing like this even more unforgiving. Hard Rock, on the other hand, changes up the stats of a beat map, making the circles smaller and the hit window tighter, turning Everything Will Freeze into a significantly harder map. Cookie Z nearly pulled off Hidden Hard Rock FCs dozens of times between 2016 and now, but always ended just short. However, the first modded FC would come from Okinamo, opting for Hidden only in February 2020. As for Hard Rock, as much as top players tried it, the ending just seemed to be too hard to combo through. By mid-2020, 5 years after the map was ranked, there were 9 FCs, and it would remain this way for a while. Enter Bubbleman. Player from Wales, made his account in 2014 and has been actively playing ever since. Don't let his rank deceive you. For the majority of his career, he's arguably been top 10 material. While most focus on their global ranking and trying to gain performance points, Bubbleman's drive was self-improvement, pushing his own limits, and becoming the winningest player in OS history. Like all OS players, Bubbleman was no stranger to Everything Will Freeze, playing it around 200 times himself. He would put up respectable passes with both no mod and Hard Rock on the map, although not being anywhere near FCable yet. Soon enough though, the stars would align. OS All-Stars is an event held periodically where the best players in the world are placed on 2 teams, and they face off in a show match on outrageously hard maps. With no stakes and done completely for fun and entertainment, All-Stars is a staple of the OS competitive scene. The 3rd edition was set to take place on Saturday, April 10th, 2021, with Bubbleman returning to his role as one of the team captains. One certain map was included in the pool as a free mod pick, meaning some players had to play with a mod on top. As it was a show match, you wouldn't necessarily see anyone playing at their best, so no one was expecting even close to an FC to begin with during the match. Keeping with the spirit of being just for fun, he planned a 24-hour charity stream for the day of the show match. Raising money for Action Against Hunger UK, he would do various activities as he hit certain goals, such as dyeing his hair bright pink and having his makeup done. When the time for the show match neared, Bubbleman had already been streaming and raising money for charity for more than 10 hours. He pressed on and played just like he would in any other tournament, putting up solid scores for his team. With a team size of 6 and only 3 players in at once, every map was an opportunity for those sitting out to practice maps which hadn't been picked yet. An hour into the show match, the score was 2-3 against Bubbleman's team, and he decided to go practice Everything Will Freeze while his peers were in the lobby. Throwing on Hard Rock, he played the map just like he would any other. Comboing through the first half like it was nothing, the exaggerated difficulty of the map would soon make itself apparent. The map itself was already so hard, but the hype of being a quintessential challenge in OS may have been even worse. Usually Bubbleman was very calm and collected, but the gravity of such a score caught up to him, and towards the end you could start to see his cursor shaking. Yet, he persevered and did it anyway.
Oh my god!
Bubbleman does FC time freeze Hard Rock. Dude.
Wait, what?
Oh my god.
Did he?
He actually
wouldn't be
did.
surprised.
Oh,
No, he
thumbs up.
actually did. 934.
Wait, I have to
Okay.
give him a bounty.
Bubble, you fucking maniac.
That was an entire pop-off. Fucking hell. That was sick.
In between maps in a show match, in the middle of a 24-hour charity stream, Bubbleman clutched out one of the best scores ever set. Years of attempts from multiple players trying to grind with Hard Rock fell short, but Bubbleman, seemingly out of the blue, succeeded. A true testament to his work ethic and will to always challenge himself. His team ended up losing the show match, not that it mattered, but for many spectators, the first ever Hard Rock FC on Everything Will Freeze was the highlight. Bubbleman's stream finished with a cleanly shaven head after raising nearly 4,000 pounds to fight hunger. Through all of this, he achieved a score which people have dreamed of for the better half of a decade. A score which no one else has been able to replicate as of the making of this video. A score which is just as legendary as the player that achieved it.